Hello and welcome to my Let's Play Star Trek Online on the PS4. I'm the Big B82 and this is part 83 of my Discovery Era Science Officer playthrough. We're about to undertake the first mission in the Future Proof story arc, and that is the mission Sunrise, where we're going to go and investigate a star which has accelerated its stellar cycle and is showing signs of stellar death. So I'm going to hail for the mission and then we'll get the show on the road.
With the war over, it's time for us to rebuild, to take stock of our situation, and to return to our roots as explorers. We've recently noticed that a star in an unexplored system near Ferenginar has become unstable. There's nothing to indicate any change to its stellar life cycle, so this is a perfect opportunity for us to chart the system, investigate the star, and improve our understanding of what's happening. I want you to head up this investigation. Find out why this star is suddenly dying, and make sure it isn't going to be a threat to any nearby worlds or systems.
Okay, so let's accept. We've received instructions to pick up a stellar phenomena specialist, a Cardassian scientist by the name of Tana Subal. She's currently on Deep Space Nine. We can beam her directly aboard from the station. Noted. Okay, so let's head to Deep Space Nine. While we're doing that, we shall do my cheesy captain's log. So captain's log, Stardate 87679.02. The Iconian War is over. After a brief stopover at a space dock, we have been sent to investigate a strange phenomenon. The star in an uncharted system is showing signs of stellar death, but it's not shown in the past. We are to collect a specialist from Deep Space Nine.
Thank you for the pickup. I'm Tenora Zuval. Let's get started. My preliminary observations show some kind of unknown stellar problem. This unexplored system near Ferenginar is undergoing solar death. Basically, it's as if the star is going out suddenly, but there's no good reason why. We need to get close enough to take some readings and see what we can figure out.
I see. Helm, depart from Deep Space Nine. Okay, so let's head to this unknown system and investigate why it's going to die. Unusual. Of course will be the last arc in which you'll be seeing this ship. I've been playing all the way through it with this ship, but after this I will replace it with something new for New Frontiers, which is the arc after this. Anyway, I'd like to say thank you to all my new subscribers. And also thanking to all the people who are watching back my old stuff. My original playthrough from 2019 is nearly over 2,000 views. I'd like to thank all the people that are watching that, and hope that you're enjoying it, and hope you catch this one as well. So let's begin Sunrise. Technically we've begun Sunrise already, but we're arrived in the system about 0.5 AU from the star, sir. Still no indication of what's causing stellar decay. Detecting only gas giants in the system, no signs of rocky planets or other than the occasional moon for the Genovans. We're a little outside optimal range, and we could probably get a better resolution on sensors if we nudged a few kilometers closer. Let's move closer and get some readings from the star and see if we can figure this out.
Getting swamped with solar radiation. Try reducing the gain on your sensors. Initial results don't make any sense. The star's core reactions are failing, but it still has so much mass that it should be conducting fusion. It's as if it suddenly decided that it was no longer going to do hydrogen fusion, just heavier fusion processes.
Let's collect some stellar particles and see if we can find any clues of more detailed analysis.
This kind of matter is ejected during corona events. We should be able to collect some with your ship's ram scopes if we head to one of the ejection zones.
We set up a plot of locations where we can take samples. Did she say anything else? Okay. She didn't. Just seeing if she did.
Results are coming in now. This still isn't making any sense. It's as if the star's life cycle was suddenly accelerated somehow. But it never went through an expansion cycle. There's no good explanation for this yet. Maybe something else in the system caused it.
What if the phenomenon affected other bodies in the system as well?
If this is system-wide, we should find evidence of similar problems, with nuclear and chemical reactions in the system's gaseous bodies. There's a large amount of gaseous stellar matter further from the star. We should have no trouble checking that hypothesis.
Set course for the next closest body in system.
Very strange. Usually nebulae are massive clouds between star systems. Finding a micronebula in system like this is quite rare. This may be the result of an event such as a cosmic string, shearing through a gas giant and turning it back into particulate matter. I'll need some more readings to know for certain.
Determine the best place to scan for information.
All the particulate matter will make your ship's sensors unreliable beyond a few kilometers, and shields will be offline. The best we'll be able to do is to check small areas until we get close to something unusual. We should head to where the deionized particle density is highest.
Switch to short-range sensor scanners.
Scanning. Scanning in progress.
Reading the deionized particles, icy fragments and trace amounts of inert materials. Picking up some low-level distortions, probably an impulse engines. Another ship may be here, been here recently. Keep searching. There's another ship in here. We need to know what if they know anything.
Scanning in progress.
Agitated particles and trace heats. Reading energy cells possibly heading this way. Folians. Folians?
Data is coming in now. Nothing unusual coming in from the nebula, but those Tholian ships were quite far from home. Unfortunately, they can't give us answers. Looks like there's some heavy ionization on the far side of the nebula, though. As if it's receiving some kind of reflected radiation from one of the gas giants.
Set course for that gas giant. There's a large asteroid ring around this gas giant, sir, and we're reading a few metallic asteroids and some low-level radiation, maybe some additional clues, but nothing concrete. There's a small amount of debris moving at high speed here, nothing that we can't clear up with weapons, but we might just need to make sure we don't not to miss. Helm, stand by for facing maneuver, set course for a large radioactive asteroid. I've never been hit by an asteroid in any times that I've played through this. This asteroid is mostly silicate with a few small deposits of iron and magnesium. Nothing particularly special. Move on to another asteroid.
Scanning in progress.
This asteroid has some zinc, copper and cobalt plus traces of tungsten and mercury. A bit uncommon, but that doesn't give us any clues. Large amounts of nickel and some titanium and uranium, lots of silicon. Here's something interesting, sir. This asteroid's been excavated. One on one side looks like someone's used a primitive mechanical probe to crack a part of the asteroid and remove some of it. Low-grade warp signatures and nothing sophisticated. Someone's been here, but probably not with the kind of technology that would explain the stellar problems. Let's get closer to the gas giant and its moons and see if we can find any other clues. Clues. Any other clues? Plot an optimal location for scanning the gas giant and its moons. This is interesting. We're picking up several moons around this gas giant, and some of them are habitable. Admiral, I'm picking up a contract. One of these moons is inhabited. Why don't we pick this up outside of the system? There are thousands of background signals in space, many from civilizations we haven't encountered yet. Since a preliminary long-range scan of this system showed no Class M or L planets, it seems that nobody thought it would be inhabited. Our computers just classified these signals as ambient background until we got right on top of it, on top of the transmissions. Universal Translate is updating now. Any sign of a starship or bases? A few minor orbital facilities, significant industrial infrastructure, 8 billion inhabitants. So I'm picking up a few low-power warp trails. Nothing the size of a starship, but maybe a handful of probes. There's evidence that we've come across an early warp-capable civilization here. Let's conduct a few scans. If this is a warp-capable society, then we'll make first contact. We won't want to seem hostile.
Greetings, unknown vessel. This is Administrator Kumar K. Please provide identification.
This is Admiral Cartwright to USS Hanjanine. I represent the United Federation of Planets.
Welcome to Lukari. Visitors here are rare, but we're always gratified by the chance to meet and exchange information with travelers. I regret that you have arrived at a difficult time. You may have noticed that our home star has become unstable. I'm leading a project to try to reignite the star. Unfortunately, we've already suffered severe disruptions, and we have a lot of problems to tackle right now.
We noticed the problems with your star. We came to investigate why this is happening.
These problems started only recently, just a few days ago. Our astronomers noted a significant shift in the star's output, and now it looks like it's guttering and dying. If we can't solve this problem, it's the end of our species. I'm the project leader for our solar probe team. We're going to try to restart fusion with a quantum chromodynamic accretion burst, but honestly, this is a colossal problem, and it may be beyond us.
You've had visitors from other species?
Yes, we've previously had contact with the Zenkethi and the Ferengi. We've heard a bit about the Deferi and the Breen, but they haven't ever been to our system. Our home world provides for all of our raw material needs, along with a few mining outposts around the asteroids and the gas giant. We've never had a compelling need to engage in space exploration. And now that our sun is going out, we're scrambling everything we've got to see if we can find a solution or a way to evacuate at least a few of our people.
On behalf of the United Federation of Planets, I extend greetings and hope for peace and mutual prosperity between our people.
I am honored to have the chance to make first contact with your people. My people have had little contact with other species, but that could change if we discover that we have mutual goals and interests. Of course, if our star goes out, this will also be last contact.
My ship is part of a larger fleet, and we have a vast technology, and we may be able to assist you.
We have a solar probe ready that contains the booster module that needs to be fired into the star. It's capable of warp 2. There's a problem, though. The probe's remote navigation systems don't work. All of the interference from the solar flaring and guttering is blocking the signal. Could your ship get a trajectory plot so that we could set a pre-programmed course?
We'll look into it. We can use our asymmetric computers to build a plot. Okay, display. What's the chat? Point 1 should be an elevation of 90850.
We're getting your telemetry now. I'll have my engineers prepare the probe. Let's see if this works.
We'll hold position for
Don't
you.
worry about just the future of my planet.
We'll hold position for you to launch a probe.
The probe's made it out of orbit. Engaging secondary boosters to head out of planetary range. It's gone to warp. The probe is arriving at the solar corona. Deploying chromodynamic booster. No effect. It didn't work. Repeat. It didn't work. That was our one shot. Thank you for trying to help. I'm not sure what to try next. Maybe we can evacuate a few people. Not going to give up, but the situation is grim. If your people can offer any other help, we would welcome it. But I just don't see a way to relocate 8 billion people in the next few hours.
We'll not be able to necessarily have solutions. We might be able to find a way to reignite the star. So an unknown vessel is entering the system, small but can't get a reading for its hull. Getting strange readings from inside the ship, can't read the interior or...
My name is Caldano. Looks like I've arrived at the perfect time. I'm here to help with the problem with this star. I'm a scientist and I have some specialized knowledge that can help.
It's nice to meet you, Cal. Your help will be appreciated.
With apologies for the interruption, this is my home star. My people are the ones at risk here. If you have some way to reverse this process, my people should be involved.
Agreed. Since no other solutions have presented themselves, we should at least hear him out.
All right, I'm willing to do so, but it will take me a little while to get a shuttle out there. As you might imagine, things are a little hectic over here right now.
Don't worry, we don't need a shuttle.
You won't be able to get a lock on my ship interior due to the subspace manifolds. I'll go ahead and bring you aboard.
Ready for transport. Well, Caldano, of course, we've met him before. Well, his death anyway. When we were chasing the I can't remember their names, but they were going after the toxic tot. We chased them all the way through, and we saw his death at Enterprise back in 2151.
I'm Caldano.
You moved me here without crossing the intervening space. You have quantum teleportation technology.
Yes. We call it a transporter. It has a limited range, but it's useful for going from surface to ship.
Impossible! This ship's interior is massive, even though it's no bigger than a shuttle.
My ship uses compactified subspace folds. It's bigger on the inside.
Right now, though, we have big issues to handle.
This is all quite overwhelming. This Caldano person is another stranger from somewhere else. And you're here to help with our dying star?
Yes, we came to investigate the star, and now we're involved.
Oh. Yes, I suppose I can see how a star suddenly dying might attract someone's attention.
Normally my people are explorers and we would open diplomatic relations to engage in first contact, but this isn't a normal situation.
It's an odd coincidence. We'd probably never have met if it weren't for the trouble with the star. My people have never really had any desire to go exploring out there. We've sent a few probes and met a couple of neighbors, but we're happy at home, and we have what we need, so why risk it? I guess this crisis answers that question. The galaxy is bigger than us, and to survive, we need to look past just our homeworld.
The United Federation of Planets makes exploration of peaceful contact with new species one of its primary missions.
It sounds like you have a lot of experience in meeting other kinds of people. Maybe if we survive this, we can take the chance and learn more about each other. To talk about what we might have in common and what we have to offer.
I'm sure that my people will want to open relations. Your experience here will make you a natural choice to participate in those discussions.
What can I do to help? My home is at risk. I want to do something. To be involved in solving this problem.
Stay with Cardano. This is his ship, so he can probably explain it best.
Welcome to my ship. Don't be alarmed. This vessel is from the 31st century, and it has some technology you may not recognize yet. I can assure you, though, that I'm here to help.
That explains why I wasn't able to scan through your ship's hull, or how you're able to have technology that can repair a dying star.
Correct. I'm associated with the temporal division of... Well, let's just say that I'm an ally from the future, and I'm here to save the Lucari star.
So this involves changing the time stream. I've had enough of that recently.
No, I'm trying to prevent changes. Someone's tampered with this star. It's not supposed to die out here. The Lucari don't disappear today, at least not if we have any say in it. I have some technology that can help, but we'll need to rework it in order to repair the star's fusion processes. What I need you to do is help me align this matrix to match the star's original spectrum.
Alright, I'll try to align the matrix.
I'll regulate the device's main power state from this console.
sir. While I'm scanning, I've got some data on Cardano. A little surprising. He seems to be a hybrid of human and Vulcan, and some small amount of DNA from other people of this world. Apparently, some of the future date, these people, the Lucari, have a stronger tie with the rest of the galaxy. So he's not just protecting his planet, he's protecting his own ancestors from annihilation. This actually means he's probably more reliable. Let's finish the repairing this star.
Sounds like whoever tried to destabilize the Lucari stars decided to come knocking. Let's see. They're packing a real wallop. Shields just went down. We have incoming.
Ready weapons. Prepare to repel borders.
What are those things?
Boulders.
Polian, keep them away. I need to finish these computations. I have the device shielded in a force field, but I can't deploy it until these folians are out of the way. Shields are back up. They shouldn't be able to get any more boarding parties over.
We've got a breather. Now I just have to charge the device and prepare it for use. In just a few minutes, it'll propagate a quantum wave shift that should correct the star's stalled fusion process. You should head back to your ship, and I'll send the administrator back home.
Okay. Toxutot. That's what he's using. Bloody run-ins with that thing.
The device is charging. We should be just a few minutes away from repairing the star now.
Standing by.
Give us the talks, mutant. You will surrender the talks. It has or you will be destroyed. Obviously, happen. Someone's life. Shooting the star.
I never learn. I love science vessels.
Look at the star. Check the spectral readings. The fusion process is reigniting, and it's returning to normal.
Readings are stabilizing. The shockwave should barely be noticed by the Lucari.
Some of those ships have just arrived at our home system. They're attacking our homeworld. We don't have any way to repel starships like this. Please, help us.
On our way.
Please, you have to stop them. We don't have any warships to face them.
In my ship, no web. I need your help.
Oh, shit.
Thanks for the save, but the Tholians managed to steal the toxin pod while they had my ship there. That must have been their plan all along. My data suggests that the Tholians used a trilithium warhead to destabilize the star. The amount of resources needed to build such a weapon makes it inefficient, to say the least. No, I suspect that somehow they knew that I'd come here to save this star, and that I would bring the Toxuta. Fortunately, the Lucari star is safe. However, nobody else will be as long as the Tholians have that device. They could use it to snuff out or destabilize stars anywhere they want.
We'll have to get that back from somehow, but that means we'll have to figure out their next target.
I have some thoughts on that, but I will need to do some calculations. These events and the Tox Utat itself are tied up in the temporal Cold War. The Tholians may not care, but by using the Tox Utat, they risk distorting the timeline by wiping out civilizations that are supposed to survive into the future, such as the Lucari. I'll be in touch. At least now the Lucari will have a promising future.
Understood.
Caldano is correct. You have preserved our future. My people will be forever grateful. Not to mention my personal gratitude, of course. I think we have a bright future ahead of us, if you'll forgive my play on words. I am eager to see where it leads. Thank you once again.
My people will contact you again soon. We have many matters to discuss.
I wish I could ask you about your science, your trade, your society. But I suppose there will be time for all of that now that our crisis has been averted. Won't there?
Yeah, there will be. That sounds so angry about it. Yeah, first contact with another species is one of our most important duties. Our initial meeting has shown promise for an exchange of culture and knowledge.
I think our friend the administrator here is going to need a ride home. Would you mind? If you'll pick her up and take her home, I'll start looking for more data about the Tholians' plans.
Rendezvous with you shortly. Well, not quite as fantastic.
I have collected an amazing amount of information about what happened to this star. Thank you for bringing me along. Once we're back in Allied space, I'll take a shuttle home.
Okay. Yes, Anime Strike Kimaki. Not quite as interesting as a 31st century ship. Welcome aboard the 25th century ship. It seems the first contact with the Lucari has gotten off to a reasonable start. Now we just have to hope that when the Tholians show up again with the Toxutat, we can stop them from doing anything disastrous. We're ready to leave the system. On your orders, sir. No, not for the gas giant. Our command.
A first contact is a significant event for the Federation. We will be glad to open a dialogue with the Lucari people. Unfortunately, the loss of the Tox Utat is troubling. We have some reports about this device from when Jean-Luc Picard encountered it on Ryza in 2366. And obviously, we can't let the Tholians keep a piece of future technology that can destabilize stars. We'll have to deal with that later.
Yeah, well, I've had some dealings with it myself. Okay, so the quantum phase stuff, pretty good equipment. If you get it, we have to do is just replay that mission a couple of times, 3 times. I think you can only have one of each. Right. However, that is the end of part 83. When we're returning part 84, we'll track down the Tholians and try to figure out what their plans are with the Toxutot. Yeah, thank you for that, Admiral. And we'll try and figure out what their plans are. Until then, I'm the Big B82. Please subscribe, comments are welcome, and I appreciate a thumbs up as well. And I will see you in part 84. 84, yeah, part 84. So then, ciao for now.